He's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live his life. No one can say what they would have done if they were in his shoes. Boxing will live.
We've got the most outrageous news for you today. After delivering a crushing uppercut to Tyson during their sparring fight that sent him flying to the canvas, Floyd Mayweather has finally spoken out. Iron, you did indeed read that right. Money Mayweather was recently defeated by the baddest man in the world, Mike Tyson. All the details you require are here. Mike Tyson will return to the ring on November 15th, and troublemaker Jake Paul will be his opponent. Mike was aware that he required the greatest instruction available, and let's just say that having Floyd Mayweather as your sparring partner is the best conceivable. But when one of the practices became heated and Tyson ended up throwing Floyd to the canvas, things took a crazy turn. Let's get started straight away because there are a lot of issues to discuss with this one.
Just a number. It makes it look like it's more white.
Like Thanos in his quest for the Infinity Stones, the knockout artist has been racking up wins. Over time, things heated up, but initially both fighters were just jabbing and timing each other. Mike was really putting Floyd through a lot of pain with his peekaboo approach and harder, faster punches. Floyd, however, was moving like an expert, dodging and weaving until Tyson landed a vicious right hook that sent Mayweather to the ground. Let's just say Tyson gave him a pretty good lesson, but how a cordial sparring session escalated into a furious fight as though a championship belt was at stake still has to be answered. Floyd Mayweather finally spoke up about it when he said that he needed to see a doctor and get checked for injuries before he could take a plane to Dubai. Here's where it gets juicy. I just want to free just a number. I not demand that punch was no accident, said Floyd. According to Mayweather, Tyson planned his uppercut with the intention of taking Floyd out. Although I knew Tyson wasn't pleased with me or my attitude toward the sport, I didn't expect his taking it this far granted. He has voiced his dislike of the way I've handled issues in boxing, but come on, I never imagined he would truly attempt to harm me in that manner. I can't even respect that he took it personally when it was merely a sparring session. Let's demonstrate some true manhood and go down in public if that's what he really wants to do for the spa. I went from Dubai, and that's how they treat me. Floyd went on to share more information about his bond with Tyson. Mike is jealous that I had a perfect career ending while he didn't. He feels this way because I brought the sport to a new level and helped fighters get the pay they truly deserve. Floyd is an amazing fighter, but Mike hasn't always liked him. He did, in fact, make a fair point when he said earlier that Floyd isn't especially skilled at boxing. Because of Floyd's influence, today's fighters are missing out on fights we truly want to watch. You can thank Floyd for that school by himself. He's a little terrified. Today's fighters are more focused on money than the sport itself. He's a very small, scared man. When it was announced that Floyd Mayweather would step in to help Tyson prepare for the Paul fight, there were skeptics everywhere. However, this is a legendary duo in the making. Two of the greatest ever teaming up could go wrong or anyone. Floyd Mayweather in this case. Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I am. You know, he's a legendary champion. The only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is that everyone is always trying to judge him. His life was lived the way he wanted to live, and nobody can say how they would have behaved if they had been in his shoes. Boxing will endure. Even though Mike Tyson hasn't always agreed with Floyd's approach to his boxing career, Mayweather looked up to Tyson when he was a child.
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star.
As a result, when the opportunity arose to train with him, Floyd jumped on it. But what are your thoughts about Floyd? It was an incredible battle, and as you can see, he's a little too devoted to himself. I posed the earlier question on your mentoring of fighters because I thought Floyd saw you as a child in the same way that he did all fighters, with the persona and way of life evoking images of growing up in the hood. That's Mike Tyson in the cars. Jules and Flair give the impression that he was a movie star or hero. However, you have to face the fact that you must somehow lower your head and be cautious since, as you can see, we have nothing to be angry about given our past. I didn't see that coming, but that respect disappeared the moment they stepped into the ring.
He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
While sparring is generally just light exercise to stay sharp, Tyson and Mayweather met at Tyson's gym. However, insiders say that this time things got intense quickly between two of the world's most competitive fighters. Both fighters have enormous egos and have accomplished a lot in the ring. This took the internet by storm. Sure, it wasn't a professional fight, but knocking out Floyd Mayweather in a sparring match is still insane. We're talking about a man who has never lost a fight. That's big because it shows that Tyson, who is currently 58 years old, still has the extraordinary #1 knockout power. Keep in mind that he was previously the youngest heavyweight champion in history. It's clear that Tyson is still a formidable opponent, and if he fights Jake Paul with the same ferocity, the YouTuber might not survive. Floyd's inability to get along with Tyson makes it impossible to imagine what will happen to Jake Paul. That guy needs to call Disney right away because Tyson.
How do you feel about
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star.
I cherish Mike. Although we are no longer friends as of November 15th, I still respect him. After I take this underscore out, we'll find out who's dead. Mike, yes, your stomach hurt, but you had to postpone the argument and take a brief menopausal break. But I feel so much better now that I've told you about all of your conflicts in Atlantic City on November 15th. Will we get to witness the version of Atlantic City that you showed us back in the 1990s? What does Jake Paul mean when he says, though we're going to see who's dead to you? Does that help you imagine that this young assassin is trying to assassinate you? Floyd's request for a fight with Tyson was expected. He is determined to regain the title and has the resources to do so. This is, after all, the man who disliked the decisions made between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson hired a referee in the middle of a bout. Now listen, this will end completely if I capture this man. So what's next for Floyd Mayweather, known for his arrogance and conceit? He refuses to accept this knockdown. That concludes the video for today. The showdown isn't just a wild dream after Floyd vanquished John Gotti. It may actually come to pass. Floyd didn't take long to return to the gym and resume training with Shocker Stevenson. Those sessions will surely be quite hard. Since Floyd has returned to the gym, we must have a reason for the century-long battle. If the motivation is a matchup with Mike Tyson, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell symbol if you enjoyed it so that you never miss our future films. You may also use the comment box to share your thoughts. We hope to see you in the future video, so stay tuned.